Welcome to this lecture. I will teach you 5 points to note when you are introducing a speaker. What do I mean by introducing a speaker? Let's just say you are an MC or a host of an event and you're about to create the stage, create the platforms for someone else to speak. So don't underestimate this role, because point number 1, your role is to set the context, is to remind the delegates why they are there. So before you introduce the speaker, start off by saying something like, why are you here today? We are here today to celebrate change, or we are here today to inspire change within you. Change in your business, change in your personal lives, or whatever else you want to say in context to that theme. So spend 1 to 2, 3 sentences or so, just reminding people why they are there. Number 2, introduce some facts, some figures, and some research that validate and verify your points of change. So you could say something like, according to certain research, it has been shown that X percentage of people actually implement some of their new resolutions. And in fact, X percentage of people don't keep up their new resolutions by April every year. Depending on what you are saying in the first point, verify that with some facts, some figures, some research. At this point, you are now ready to transition into introducing your speaker. And so it'll start off something like this. Our next speaker is here because they epitomize change. They are the ones that have instilled change in themselves and go about and inspire change in people that they work with. So you don't want to go into too much of detail into the biography just yet. You just want to focus on transitioning in terms of what you have just illustrated as a fact, a figure, or research, and talking about how this next speaker epitomizes the context of what you're going to talk about. Point number 4, now you introduce the biography. As an MC of an event, very often you'll be provided with the biography of speakers prior to the event. I would really encourage you to spend some time with those biographies and to read it, not to memorize it, but to almost read it to the point where you understand this individual. Highlight certain points that is pertinent for you in terms of how you're going to introduce this person. Prior to you introducing to the speaker, ask them how would they like to be introduced. If they have a very unusual sounding name, ask them to help you with the pronunciation of it. Because trust me, as an MC introducing a speaker, you don't want to get the name wrong. So get the name right. When you are introducing the person, try to avoid reading off a script, because it doesn't look very nice and engaging at all when you're looking at a script and you're reading the biography verbatim. So yes, summarize the key points, talk to the pertinent points, and agree with the speaker in terms of how you're going to be introducing them. When it's time to introduce this person, ask them to be standing on one side of the room and you're holding the speaking spot somewhere in the middle of the stage. Ask the person for the title of their speech, and then you would call them up onto the stage, and this is your 5th point, by saying, please welcome speaker, full name, with this title of this speech, and you illustrate that title and you'll say it out loud, and then you repeat it again. Why do you repeat it? It adds a bit of emphasis. And after repeating it, then you would ask the audience to get into a round of applause, and you lead them with a round of applause. And as you do that, you look at the speaker to invite them to come onto the stage. You're holding your spot, so don't be one of those MCs that sort of walk off as the speaker is walking on. Stand in your central point, wait for them to take this position. You shake their hands, that means you've handed over control to the speaker, and then you elegantly walk off the stage. And once you do that, then the speaker then continues with their speech. Those are 5 simple points of how to introduce a speaker with impact. Let's now move to the next lecture, where I will teach you how to thank a speaker once they have concluded their speech.